Previously, naval fleet reviews were held for the head of the nations to assure them of the battle readiness of their warships. But over a period of time, the focus of this ceremony has shifted from an operational point of view to more of a ceremonial one. The 10th Presidential Fleet Review by our President, Srimati Pratibha Devi Singh Patil, was an indication of our nation's self-reliance in warship building and also an opportunity for the Indian Navy to showcase their sense of strength and commitment towards their Supreme Commander and also towards the nation at large. Srimati Pratibha Devi Singh Patil became the first woman president to review the Indian Navy fleet. An exercise conducted once during every president's tenure. Honorable President arrived at Mumbai on 19th of December 2011 for a 2-day visit for reviewing the naval fleet and to witness its operational prowess. The President also attended a few other programs as a part of this prestigious event. Naval forces are normally seen as men of action who might not have the time to enjoy the finer things in life. But Indian Navy and their love for music go back a long way. The bands of the Indian Navy have always had a special place in the hearts of the people of India, and the naval bands have always entertained and inspired the nation at large.
Love changes everything, how you live and how you die. Love can make the summer fly or a night seem like.
To display this beautiful musical facet of the Indian Navy, a performance of the internationally acclaimed Indian Naval Symphonic Orchestra was organized at the Mulla Auditorium in Colaba on the 19th of December 2011. The Indian Naval Symphonic Orchestra played one beautiful tune after another and impressed the President and the other dignitaries with their musical prowess. It was indeed a melodious expression of the dynamic power of the Indian Navy. The Indian naval bands have regaled audiences all over the country and several places abroad with their delightful performances. The musicians of the Navy have performed in ensemble and have been improvising on Hindustani classical and Carnataki ragas in various forms and genres, particularly in fusion with the Western and jazz music. The personnel of the Indian Navy have created a niche for themselves with their grit and determination. They have always displayed thorough professionalism and valor in all their operations. The commemorative postal stamps released as a part of the Presidential Fleet Review activities have depicted the Indian Navy as a competent, confident, operationally viable and regionally visible maritime power. The Presidential Fleet Review is a special occasion in every respect, and this occasion was a perfect opportunity to pay a tribute to the power of the Indian Navy in the form of commemorative postal stamps and a first day cover, which were released by the President of India, Srimati Pratibha Devi Singh Patil, on the 19th of December 2011. The venue for both the events was the Mulla Auditorium in Colaba. The stamp release was followed by the release of a coffee table book at the hands of the Chief of Naval Staff, Admiral Nirmal Verma. A special banquet was hosted by the Chief of the Naval Staff in honor of the Honorable President. The Indian Navy is a force to be reckoned with by virtue of its capabilities and strategic positioning in the Indian Ocean region. It has also been a strong catalyst in establishing peace, tranquility, and stability in the Indian Ocean region. But this has not been an overnight success. There is a rich and long legacy behind all this. A maritime heritage exhibition was organized as a part of the Navy Week and the Presidential Fleet Review activities to showcase this historical journey. The Honorable President of India, Srimati Pratibha Devi Singh Patil, inaugurated the Maritime Exhibition organized as a part of the Presidential Fleet Review activities. India has a maritime history that dates back to about 4,000 years ago. In fact, records of our earliest maritime activities are found in the ancient Vedic text, the Rig Veda. The ancient treatise, Arthashastra, also indicates the existence of an admiralty division in the court of Chandragupta Maurya. This is a proof of the wonderful legacy of our maritime heritage and the phenomenal success we have achieved in establishing ourselves as a multi-dimensional maritime power. The various links of this golden legacy are on display at the Chhatrapati Shivaji Vastu Sangrahalaya. Various artifacts depicting the historical journey of the Indian Navy are on display at this unique exhibition. This exhibition will be open for all from 21st of December 2011 for a period of about 40 days during the working hours of the museum. The Indian Navy has grown in leaps and bounds over the last few years. Many new ships and equipments have been added to the Indian Navy. The warships of the Indian Navy are capable of operating in a multi-threat environment and neutralizing any adversary at sea. The Presidential Fleet Review 2011 was an impressive display of ships, aircrafts and submarines indicative of the exemplary growth of the Indian Navy. Indian Navy is a mature and multi-dimensional fighting force ready to take on any challenges. On arrival at the Naval Dockyard, the President, Srimati Pratibha Devi Singh Patil, was presented with a 150-man Guard of Honor.
The President of India, accompanied by the Chief of Naval Staff and Vice Admiral D.K. Joshi, the Flag Officer Commanding-in-Chief, Western Naval Command, who has actually organized all this in Mumbai, with the Flag Officer,
The President's colors, presented to the Western Naval Command, were paraded on this occasion. The President boarded the presidential yacht INS Subhadra and was received by the commanding officer, who escorted her to the dais, where the Chief of Naval Staff, Admiral Nirmal Verma, and the Flag Officer Commanding-in-Chief, Western Naval Command, Vice Admiral D.K. Joshi, extended a warm welcome to the President. The Defence Minister of India, Shri A.K. Antony, the Governor of Maharashtra, Shri Shankar Narayanan, Chief of the Army Staff, Lieutenant General V.K. Singh, and Chief of the Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal N.A.K. Brown, were also present on this occasion. The national flag was broken out from the masthead to indicate to the other ships and observers that the President had embarked the presidential yacht.
जैसा कि मैंने आपसे पहले कहा था कि इत्तेफाक की बात है, बड़ा सुंदर इत्तेफाक है ये आज ये प्रेसिडेंशियल फ्लीट रिव्यू 2011 का मौका है और महामहिम राष्ट्रपति प्रतिभा देवी सिंह पाटिल यहाँ पधारी हैं।
After the 21-gun salutes, the presidential yacht cast off and accompanied by other ships of the presidential column cruised past each ship of the fleet anchored in column formation inside the Mumbai harbour.
We're now coming up to the first of the columns, which will start off with the Abhay class.
The Abhay class, the first Papa 36, INS Agre. You can see this particular ship. She's the first ship of the column, dressed overall under the command of Commander Ravi Kumar. Papa 36, inducted into the Navy in the 80s and early 90s. There are anti-submarine patrol vessels, so aficionados should look out for the torpedoes. You cannot see the sonar. And as the President took the salute, coming in next is INS Ajay, pennant number Papa 34. The second ship of the class, and you can look at the torpedoes, you can look at the radar, you can look at the antenna to tell you she's equipped to combat submarines. And as the President's yacht passes, the commanding officer and men, Rashtrapati ki jai 3 times. 3 jays to the Rashtrapati. And the commanding officer, Lieutenant Commander Sachin Sareen, right atop, and the ship's anchor. There you are. The 3 jays to the President of India as Papa 34 under the command of Lieutenant Commander Sachin Sareen, going down in history. And the ship shape of the ship side is something naval officers will really appreciate. The third ship of the column, M65. She is a minesweeper under the command of Arjun Kumar. And right on top, you'll see the captain saluting and giving 3 jays. A minesweeper clears the mine for other ships to go into a harbour or leave harbour. You lay down, boys. You make the way. That is what a minesweeper is all about. And Shri M.M. Pallam Raju, the Chief of Naval Staff, actually proudly looking on to the naval fleet, which is on parade today. Moving on to Mike 66, the Ratnagiri. You can see she's another minesweeper.
ये है भारतीय नौसेना पोत मातंग, INS मातंग को कमांड कर रहे हैं लेफ्टिनेंट कमांडर योगेश कुमार सिंह, हमारे भारतीय नौसेना का गौरव.
Well, coming up now is the ships that are the fast attack craft of the Indian Navy. The first of them is INS Tarasa. These ships provide quick response to deal with various types of security threats and to augment coastal security efforts of the Indian Navy. The vessels such as the INS Tarasa, pennant number Tango 63, have been extensively deployed to keep the waters of our coast safe. Nirdeshak, 18 officers and 160 men. It has a Chetak helicopter and has been used extensively for relief operations. Nirdeshak is under the command of Commander Anirban Banerjee. The jays are not to exceed the time taken for the 2 marching paces, regardless of whether the bridges of both the ships are abeam each other. For the second jay, And on the completion of the 3 Jais, the men are to stand fast with caps in hand till the President's yacht is clear.
INS investigator Juliet 15. You know, this is the new investigator. We have retained the names, and this is the only British name in the Indian Navy. Even the training ship Krishna was Andromeda, but became Krishna. And the men of this service ship, a big ship under the command of Commander A. Muralidharan, would be from Kerala.
J-16 ये संधायक श्रेणी का अंतिम जहाज है जो भारतीय नौसेना पोत जमुना है J-16 और ये मालदीव, श्रीलंका और कई ऐसे देशों में सर्वे का काम कर चुके हैं। इनके कमांडर हैं श्री B.K. प्रसन्न, कमांडर B.K. प्रसन्न।
And the beautiful lioness Tarangini. She is the training ship, and you can see the cadets right on top. She is the 3-masted bark under the command of Commander Ashwin Arvind. It's a tough job to be in this modern technology, age of technology and digital times, to be commanding a ship where you do your navigation by the stars. But there you are, 3 Jais from the cadets of the Indian Navy and midshipmen under the command of Commander Ashwin Arvind.
This sailing ship that you now see, the Indian naval sailing vessel Madai, a 56 feet sloop, earned a name for herself in the maritime history of the world when Commander Dilip Dhonde embarked her on her first ever circumnavigation of the world by an Indian. And on 19th August 2009, Madai successfully returned to Mumbai from where she had begun her epic sailing after 277 days.
ये अब दूसरे कॉलम का अंतिम जहाज है सी कैडेट कॉर्प्स सेलिंग वेसल जानू है इसका नाम, जो 38 फीट का कैटेमरान है जिसमें 16 सी कैडेट्स हैं और 2 सी कैडेट अधिकारी हैं जहाज का।
This is the fortified structure of the middle ground coastal battery, which is intrinsic to the history of the Indian Navy. It holds a special place development of the great port of Mumbai.
और अब आपके सामने स्क्रीन पर है ये A86 INS तीर, प्रथम प्रशिक्षण स्क्वाड्रन यानी कि फर्स्ट ट्रेनिंग स्क्वाड्रन का ये जहाज देश और विदेशों में कई बंदरगाहों में किसी भी अन्य जहाज से ज्यादा वहां जा चुका है, अपनी प्रेजेंस दर्ज कर चुका है। INS कुलिश, इसमें 120 सैनिक हैं और साथ में 14 अधिकारी हैं और इसको कमांड कर रहे हैं कमांडर शाहजी कुट्टी। कोरा क्लास का मिसाइल कॉर्वेट वाला ये जहाज अपने आप में एक इतिहास रच चुका है।
INS Manish under the command of Commander Yasho Vijay Joshi. This is a rather oldish Poland class Polish landing ship, and she is actually a medium landing ship. She can take 5 main battle tanks, and there are the 3 Jais from the commanding officer, Commander Yasho Vijay Joshi, right atop on the landing ship INS Manish.
A total of 72 ships and 45 aircrafts participated in this dazzling display of the strength and the progress of the Indian Navy.
And we move on to the most formidable arm, the submarine arm, an INS Shalki of the Shishumar class under the command of Commander Prashant Sharma. It's a beautiful silhouette. You can see the ship dressed overall, the submarine tied to a buoy because she should not normally anchor, and under the command of Commander Prashant Sharma.
आज से ये पनडुब्बियां जो हैं वो शार्क्स ऑफ स्टील जैसी लगती हैं, किसी भी नौसेना के लिए एक अद्वितीय पहुंच प्रदान करती हैं और दुश्मन के इलाके में घुसकर तबाही मचाने की ताकत रखती हैं, क्षमता रखती हैं।
And we have the missile column coming in next. The missile columns, the missile boats, and K-92 leading the missile column, INS Prabhal, coming in first under the command of Captain Anil Joseph. The missile boats actually heralded missile warfare into the Indian Navy and the world. Now we come on to the big top, the flat top which flies the Sea Harriers. Sailors lined up all along the side.
यहाँ सभी शिप्स को देख करके एक खास प्रभाव तो पड़ता ही है, पर मुझे लगाव हो गया था अपने बचपन में INS विक्रांत से, और मैं समझता हूँ विक्रांत के बाद एक कमी महसूस की जा रही थी एक अच्छे बड़े ऐसे युद्धपोत की जिस पर कि जहाज़ों की उतरने और टेक ऑफ करने की सुविधा हो। ये है आईएनएस विराट। आईएनएस विराट जो है ये हमारा देश का एक बहुत ही बड़ा एयरक्राफ्ट कैरियर है।
A fly past by the aircrafts of the Indian Navy and Indian Coast Guards was carried out during the review of the fleet.
मुझे भारतीय नौसेना के संयुक्त बेड़े का अवलोकन करते हुए खुशी हो रही है, जो कि भारत की समुद्री ताकत की एक झलक देता है। हमारी नौसेना के जहाज़ों को, पनडुब्बियों तथा विमानों को पूर्ण साज सज्जा के साथ देखना एक अभूतपूर्व दृश्य है। इस विशेष अवसर पर मैं नौसेना के सभी अफसरों, नौसैनिकों और असैनिक कर्मचारियों को बधाई देती हूँ। नौवहन निगम के व्यापारिक जहाज़ों और समुद्री कैडेट कोर के कार्मिकों, उन सबको मेरी ओर से बधाई देना चाहती हूँ, जिन्होंने बेड़ा अवलोकन के इस आयोजन में भाग लिया। भारतीय नौसेना की संख्या और आकार में पिछले दशक में काफ़ी प्रगति हुई है। हमारा देश 3 तरफ से जल से घिरा हुआ है। इससे हमें स्वाभाविक भौगोलिक फायदा मिलता है, परंतु इससे बहुत सी सुरक्षा चुनौतियों भी पैदा होती है। हमारे अफसरों तथा नाविकों ने इन चुनौतियों का सामना किया है और कठिन परिस्थितियों में कार्य करते हुए पूर्ण समर्पण और दृढ़ निश्चय का परिचय दिया है। मैं इसके लिए आप में से हर एक को बधाई देती हूँ और आपकी सराहना करती हूँ। मुझे विश्वास है कि हमारी नौसेना भविष्य में हमारी समुद्री सुरक्षा के सामने आने वाली किसी भी चुनौती का सामना करने के लिए पूरी तरह से तैयार है। भारतीय रक्षा सेनाओं के सर्वोच्च कमांडर के रूप में मुझे अपने नौसेना कर्मियों की क्षमता और उनके दृढ़ निश्चय पर भरोसा है। मैं यहाँ मौजूद सभी लोगों को तथा उन सभी लोगों को बधाई देती हूँ जिन्होंने पर्दे के पीछे रहकर बेड़े के अवलोकन के इस शानदार आयोजन की तैयारियों में जो लगे हुए थे। मैं नौसेना के अधिकारियों, नौसैनिकों और असैनिक कर्मचारियों और उनके परिवारों को शुभकामनाएं देती हूँ। मैं उन्हें नए वर्ष के लिए हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं देती हूँ तथा उम्मीद करती हूँ कि वर्ष 2012 हमारे देश के लिए महत्वपूर्ण सफलता और आपके तथा आपके परिवार के लिए समृद्धि लेकर आएगा।
At sunset, all ships at anchorage participated in a fireworks display. As darkness descended, all ships in unison switched on their garland lights to accentuate their silhouettes. What an inspiring experience! Landmark national days like these inspire a sense of pride and patriotism within us. Thankfully, we get to celebrate our Independence Day and Republic Day every year. As for the next presidential fleet review, we might have to wait for a few more years. But till then, we'll definitely look forward to this unique occasion when we'll reiterate to the world that we are a peace-loving nation, ready to extend a hand of friendship anytime. But at the same time, we are capable enough of defending our own sovereignty from any internal or external threat. Till then, the memories of these joyous moments will linger on. Jai Hind Ki Sena.